on the planet Earth, you understand me, allows us to also have higher levels of electricity and conductivity towards our thought and magnetism, right? So when you study the science of self and you know who you are, you can see why they hate and don't want you to have knowledge of self, right? I was talking about this yesterday with my students. It's a reason why Black History Month is in February, because it's in the winter. And the winter months is when the black man is at his weakest. Why? Because there's less sun. Seasonal depression can kick in. That sun is not booming. We get solar deficiency. We have to find alternative methods to be able to get vitamin D within our body so we can mineralize our body and get the proper nutrition and substance so that we can be in proper action. We may have less thoughts because that's more of a winter period. That's where Europeans have their highest levels of success, because they have more of a Cronus complex because they came more out the caves of Europe. So therefore, that's when they get on the move. They got that cold killer attitude. Oh man, it's cold. We got to keep moving. We got to keep hunting. So that's when they activate the best. So they put Black History Month in the February, because imagine if they put Black History Month in June at the height of summer. Man, we in the height of summer. Every black person loves summer. We can't wait to summer. You make all kind of summer plans. Why? Because that's when you at your optimum level, because we go through cycles as human beings. And different human beings have different cycles to where they're at their highest level of peak performance, emotional resilience, focus, ideas. So during that summer season, if they would have threw Black History Month during that time, and we already naturally in tune, man, it would have changed the game. They know what they was doing. So that's why you got to know, and they got to know your cycles. See, a woman knows her cycle. Every month she go catch a cycle. But as a people, you got to know your cycle. You understand me? But they kind of keep you off your cycle. So during summertime, it's always all of these issues, all of these problems that be popping up. That's when all of the murders popping up. That's when the news is throwing in a news cycle of death because they trying to decrease the testosterone. Because the more we see murder and the more we see death on TV, it makes us feel like we're losing, and it actually decreases the testosterone of the black male body. You got to understand the science, man. They got this shit down pack. They got it down pack. They know as globally as a people don't want to work during the wintertime. People don't really want to. This is why they create seasonal cycles for capitalism during the wintertime, is because if we put, the holidays in the winter at a time when people naturally probably wouldn't be shopping, but they're depressed, so they're going to shop for therapy, right? So therefore, they're going to eat for therapy, coming together with family. So let's put Thanksgiving and let's put Christmas during the winter cycles. So they're going to spend just to feel better. They're going to eat to feel better. They're going to come together with family to try to feel better, because this is the cycle of winter where things die. So people want to just feel alive for a second, and anything they can do to get them through that, that's what they will do. So you're spending just to get to springtime, where you're rebirthing again. You understand me? So as a melanated person, you're supposed to plan right for spring. So set your best intentions for the rest of your year, to where you're doing everything during the wintertime. You're building, you're preparing, you're destroying your old self, you're fighting yourself. This is why it's hard during the wintertime. You're going to have more demons that's going to pop up. Your habits are going to be harder to stay in cycle. You understand me? It's just not your season. We got more friction during the winter. So during spring and during summer, it may be easier for you to tap into your highest level of self, because you're at your peak performance. Right? Things are not bothering you as much. You get in that sun, you outside, you're living, you're activated. The whole universe is connected to you at this point. So as men, we got to make sure that we eating properly, because the biological level of manhood is key. The mental properties of manhood is key. The physical and the sociological levels, the environments and where we put ourselves. So I understand and I empathize why young men don't want to be men, because the environment of the mind has been destroyed and there's no more celebration. Everybody watched Black Panther, and Black Panther was a cool cinematic movie, but it had nothing on the first movie, did it? It had nothing on the first movie of seeing the black man in power. Not even close, if I'm being honest. It was a great movie, don't get me wrong, cinematically, but they did their thing. They did their thing. But it just did not hit, did it? Let's just be honest. It did not hit. Shuri was probably one of the greatest actresses in that movie. Like, she killed the role. But it just did not hit seeing her in the position of leadership. It just didn't feel right. The whole movie was the black woman mourning the death of the black body, the death of the Black Panther, the death of masculinity. And the world knew that, and they said, ooh, the black man is no longer in power over there. It's time to go steal their resources. It's time to kill their woman. It's time to emasculate her. And then once we emasculate her, we're going to make her an ally. You got to understand that whole psychology play that was happening in that movie. Then we go throw in, what? We go throw in a lesbian stuff at the end of the movie. I'm just saying what happened. I'm just observing what the movie was. You can be mad at me all you want to. But that Black Panther movie do not hit unless the black man is at the mantle of the civilization and the black woman is on his side. It just did not hit. It did not. You didn't leave feeling inspired and cultural. Because it was the destruction of the black family. You think that's the movie he wanted to make or the movie he had to make? It's a difference. And I'm sure that he fought to try to put in as many powerful things that he could. But man, they put it on the editing block. They're going to say no to certain castings, certain writing construct, so many different things. So it be black men at the helm of these things, and black men have it worse than anybody else on the planet, or in America rather. Black men have it worse, and I dare anybody to try to challenge that. And that's not to give us excuses or weaknesses, it's just to show you how the world works, though. The reason we say black men have it worse is because it's backed by facts and statistics. So what I've learned, though, as I've studied these facts and statistics, I said, damn, black men have it worse, but yet they prop up all of these other people's problems as if that they're higher than these ones, that they're higher than ours. So we don't have to focus on nobody else. We don't actually have to care about nobody else's problems because we ain't got our shit together. I want y'all to understand that. We don't have to care about nobody else's problems until we have ours together. So that means that it's people's sexual problems, people nationality problems, people feminine problems. No. How can anybody else ask us for support at the same time give us none? And see, that's how they trick you. They make you feel like, well, you're not being a good man if you're not supporting this, supporting that. At the same time, they won't say shit about issues and problems that the black men go through, even though we have it worse than everybody else statistically. It don't make no sense. So I don't want to see marches. I don't want to see, campaigns about anybody's shit in America, because when you look at the biggest civil rights movement that have happened, in the last 40 years, Black Lives Matter was based on black men getting killed and their bodies being left in the street and them being murdered. Yet there was no movement around black men. Everybody else got something from it. Man, it's a cold game out here. But our bodies and our sacrifice has been used for everybody else's movement. I've yet to see a campaign that talks about the things that black men go through. Yet. Because our statistics are worse than everybody else's. So I never seen Coca-Cola be like, damn, man, black men have the highest rates of cancer. I never seen those groups talk about the high population of prison. Let me put the shirt on. Y'all act like y'all some kids, man. Shit ain't cool. Let me put this on, man. I'm out here working out and, you know what I'm saying, catching the vibe and stuff. Let me go and y'all talking about y'all too distracted and stuff, man. That's what's wrong with you in the first place. The black body, I get it. It's the black God body. Yeah. So, if we don't care about ourselves, like you said, nobody else will. If we have the highest rates, you understand me, of the ills and the wrongdoings on the planet Earth, and we're not forcing that to be the narrative of conversation when they talk about diversity and inclusion and equality and all that other shit that they talk about, you understand me, then it don't matter. So, I'm on this campaign now for 2023, you understand me, where I ain't the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Mr. McElroy. Y'all put all of them labels and things of that nature on me. You understand me? I'm just a young black god, man. I grew up, born in St. Louis, grew up in Oakland. You understand me? So if you need me to lead you, then you already lost. So don't put your weaknesses on me, because I'm not perfect. I never said I was perfect. I have flaws, I have issues. I strive to become better on a daily basis, but don't push me to that point where you're trying to create fake standards for me that I never even set for myself. You understand me? So you can have excuses on why you not being at your highest level. We not gonna play that. I'm not gonna play that role. I'm not gonna play that game with nobody, because people try to push you into a role of perfection so they can expose your flaws. And I'm telling you that I have flaws. You understand me? I'm telling you that I work on myself. I'm telling you that I manage my shadow self. I'm telling you I'm not perfect. I'm just a young black man. You understand me? That studies to gain knowledge, experience, so I can expose it to the rest of the world and expose it. And inspire. That's all. I'm not your God. I'm not your deity. I just have a mind that I developed, and I believe that it can give value to the rest of the world by sharing my observations, my knowledge, experience, and my execution. You understand me? So take that for what it is, because we got to stop this shit, because it's not about revolving around individuals anyway. It's about revolving around the community, around the culture, around our people. If I do it, you can do it. You understand me? If I take time to develop my mind consistently, and I read and I study and I train, you understand me? Then that means that you can too. So I don't, it's not that God just gave me something that everybody else didn't have, because everybody got a mind. It's just I actually study mine. When I teach my students in coaching, this type of shit that we go over, that's the type of shit we break down. So I'm not going to ever try to play, and I don't like the, fame is just when you're known by a bunch of people. It don't make you special. So being famous don't make you special. Popularity is better than fame, because it means people actually like you. There's a bunch of people that's famous that we don't care about. So there's too many people that's fighting for fame, you understand me? And too many people fighting for popularity that want to be liked and want to be known and want to be seen, but don't have nothing of value. Me as the human being, that's not my value. It's my psychic being, my mind, the domain of my mind, and the things that I can present to you that you take. You understand me? That's it. So anytime you look at anybody, it's not the man that you're supposed to idolize. That's just the flesh. It's their mind and their spirit. Think about that for a second. So even when it comes to me, or when it comes to anybody else, I don't bow down to no man in his flesh, because every man that I know has made mistakes and makes mistakes. Mr. McRoy, if you don't like what I'm saying, then leave. I'm not your father, so don't come to me like my son. Or, you understand me? I might have to speak to you like that. I quote the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan because I give credit where credit is due. I'm not the type of person that needs to steal somebody's quotes and ideas and plagiarize them as my own. So anytime that I quote another man or a woman, you understand me? That's what I do. Now we're going to kick you off because you're using terms that I don't believe in, all that. You're starting to act like a buchaina. My pops used to call them buchainas. Acting like a buchaina right now. You acting like a buchaina. So we gonna remove. You talking about you gaslighting? Come on, man. I ain't never heard no grown man accuse another grown man of gaslighting him. That's just weird. We gotta stop that, man. Y'all getting way too femme with this stuff. You a buchaina, man. Y'all gotta chill. These soy boys be tripping. Nah, we kicking them off. Listen, man. I don't have time. Y'all. This is me not being perfect again, right? They tell me lift them up, King. Don't kick them off. No, man. We don't want weak around us. We can't do nothing with weak. We gotta do something with ready.